Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed the laser advantages, disadvantages, applications, and process parameters. Coming to the laser applications, it was characterized or classified into four groups: heavy machinery, light machinery, manufacturing, electronics, medical applications. Coming into the section of heavy machinery manufacturing, the applications where laser is used is in seam and spot welding, cladding, nothing but surface technology, and drilling operations. Coming to the light manufacturing, it is also engraving operation and drilling operation. Nothing but both are hole making or slot making operations. Next, coming to electronics, skewing of circuits. Skewing of circuits, nothing but making, joining or cutting off those electronic circuit boards, such kind of applications. Wire stripping. Coming to the medical applications, cosmetic surgeries and hair removal surgeries. These are the major applications where laser is different intensities of lasers. See, different intensities. For heavy manufacturing, one kind of intensity. Coming to the medical, it will be somewhat less because it may cause. See, in medical application, what we use the laser high intensity that we use in heavy manufacturing, it causes some health hazards, right? So we need to classify accordingly the intensity of the laser which we are using for particular application. So this is the main advantage that we have in laser beam machining, but in where we can control the intensity which intends to the specific application of the particular operation. Next we'll see we have seen laser as a light amplified stimulation from electromagnetic radiation. How this stimulation happens? See, we'll see in this the principal state, that is, if an atom or molecule is raised to a high energy level and an outside energy is allowed to decay to the ground state level, a photon is released. See what happens? Whenever an atom or a molecule of a particular material or lasing medium is provided with high energy level, nothing but we are applying some high intensity of light source, right, by giving the electrical supply to the flash tubes. Hence this energy is going to decay to the principal state, to the ground level state. Whenever this energy conversion or energy transfer is happening, a photon gets released due to this energy transfer. Two levels, one is principal state level and the other one is ground state level. Principal state level is nothing but where the high energy level is high energy level is maintained or raised. If that, see, once the photon is released, comes in contact with another atom or molecules in a higher energy level, then it will be cause the atom or molecule to return ground state energy level by releasing another photon. See, whenever this photon released, it is going to immediately get in contact with other atoms and the cycle continuously repeats. Hence, the light photons are released continuously. This is what the stimulation process is. See, two states of two levels of energies. One is high energy level, and the other one is ground state level. When the energy of atoms travel or energy transfer between these two, the intensity causes the release of photons in the form of photons. Once these photons travel to other molecules of the same material, they get to the transfer of energy level and release this, each atom going to release another photon element. So this chain of, thus a chain of photons release occurs with identical wavelength, phase, direction and energy. See, we have seen the four features of laser: chromatic, monochromatic, coherent, unidirectional and high energy. See, these are the synonyms of those words where we can relate that a high energy light beam is generated by the chain of photons released from the energy transfer between principal state level to ground state level in a particular material, atoms or molecules by applying the high energy level of light source onto the particular lasing medium. This sequence is triggered the identical photons from stimulated atom or molecule is known as stimulated emission. So this is what happening in stimulation. This is how stimulation happens. See, because of two levels of energy, there will be energy travel. So while this energy travel from high energy to ground level, at the ground level energy atom is going to get energized and release a photon element. Okay, so this is what the process of stimulation of laser. Now we'll see characteristics of laser beam machining. All materials can be machined except aluminum, copper and their respective alloys. Why? See, generally we prefer if the machining operation is to be considered all materials to be manufactured or machined. But here we have an exception that aluminum and copper and their alloys are not or can't be machined by laser beam machining, because the reason is aluminum or copper or their alloys have high reflectivity property. What is this reflectivity? See, we are using here light source as our material removal tool, right? So these aluminum and copper alloys have high reflectivity property. Reflectivity means it is going to reflect to innumerous rays of light which are not controllable by the stimulation process, right? See, we need a controlled laser beam so that we can properly maintain the required material removal rate or required shape of the cutting. With these two kind of materials, it is not possible. That's why we can't machine we can't employ laser beam machining in machining of aluminum and copper or their alloys. See, the maximum metal removal rate for laser beam machining which can be attained is 5 mm cube per minute. High aspect ratio, nothing but the laser intensity to the workpiece material removal rate. This will be high. As you go on increasing the intensity, the material removal also gets increased to higher level. Tapered holes can also be drilled using this technique. Tapered holes. See, not only the straight holes, even tapered holes. By applying some kind of nozzle movement, we can even machine tapered holes. Specific power consumption in this process is 1000 watts. Based on the material removal rate, the power consumption of 1000 watts is one of the characteristic of laser beam machining. Dimensional accuracy of this technique is plus or minus 0.025 mm. So very high accurate dimensional accuracies can be obtained by laser beam machining. Coming to the comparison of electron beam and laser beam machining, you can see the name itself indicates what is the difference. First of all, electron beam, laser beam. So we are using an electron beam generated of high velocity from the electron gun in machining operation called electron beam machining. Wherever coming to the laser beam machining, we will use a light high intensity unidirectional light beam for machining. Then we will say that machining is laser beam machining. See, what will be the other differences? High velocity electron beam is used for machining. See, just now we discussed high energy or high velocity electron beam. Electron beam is nothing but cluster of electrons formed as a form of single diametrical line of forces, electrons, sorry, electrons, which are used for machining. Intense, coming to the laser beam machining, you can see intense and unidirectional beam of light is used. So, two different things. One is electron beam and the other one is laser beam. What will be the properties? Electron beam has high velocity, laser beam has high intensity, and it is an unidirectional light source. Coming to the material removal rate, compared to in these two, material removal rate will be high for electron beam machining, and you can observe a low material removal rate compared to electron beam machining in laser beam machining. Better surface finish. Laser beam machining, surface finish comparatively low. See, in electron beam machining, surface finish will be high compared to laser beam machining, because see, we are using laser beam to only surface, already surface surface is properly machined, and then we are going to cut a slot or something which requires a very less material removal rate. Whenever this material removal rate is very low, the surface correction or machining comparatively becomes texture. So similarly, here electron beam machining, material removal rate is high and the material gets vaporized by without melting. That's the situation where the electron beam machining has a upper hand over laser beam machining. Wear rate of material is more. Wear rate of material is more in electron beam machining. Wear rate of material is less in electron beam machining. Working medium. See, in electron beam machining, we need working medium to be a vacuum environment, but we can machine in normal air medium also, then in laser beam machining. Why this vacuum is required? Because we are using a high intensity electron beam, which is which tends to interact with other molecules if the normal environment is existing around it. So we require a high intensity and high velocity beam. So we are going to create a vacuum for the machining environment, so that this high velocity electron beam is going to hit the or target the material location where the material to be removed exactly on the workpiece. The situation will be very simple coming to laser beam machining, where the light source can be of photons and we will not get deviated with the air molecules. Okay. Coming to the power consumption. Power consumption will be high in electron beam compared to consumption of power in laser beam machining. Why? Because see, we need to create vacuum, we need to generate electron beam. But here, two purposes for power consumption. Coming to laser beam, we need only one thing, that is going to apply some flashlight, high intensity flashlight on our laser beam, laser lasing medium to generate laser beam. So for two purposes, power consumption will be automatically high. You can think in a simple way like this. So these are the differences between laser beam machining and electron beam machining. See, once again, high velocity electron beam is used for machining in electron beam machining. Intense and unidirectional beam of light is used in laser beam machining. Material removal rate is high in electron beam machining. Comparatively, it will be less in laser beam machining. Better surface finish is obtained in electron beam machining. Coming to laser beam machining, it will be a little less than electron beam machining. Wear rate of material is more in EBM compared to laser beam machining. Working medium is vacuum in EBM. Working medium is air in laser beam machining. High power consumption is going to occur in a laser beam, electron beam machining. Coming to the laser beam machining, it is comparatively less. With this, we'll stop for today.